Welcome all to the Dr. Beasley's Cleaning Room. I am the director of Success, Chris Racana, here today to bust some matte myths. Stay tuned to the end so you can learn exactly what your new car dealer is not telling you about your matte finished vehicle. Before we get to that, why don't you go ahead and smash that subscribe button. And while you're smashing, you might as well tickle that notification bell so that way you can be notified every time we drop a new video on the Dr. Beasley's YouTube page. Myth number one, it's difficult to take care of a matte finished vehicle, and that, folks, is not true. Well, that is assuming that you are kind of into taking care of your vehicle in the first place. In some ways, it is actually easier than gloss. Number one, no polishing ever. You are never breaking out a polishing machine because if we polish matte, we're gonna turn it into gloss. Number two, matte finishes don't reflect like gloss finishes. And because they don't have that kind of reflection, we are not gonna necessarily see all those imperfections in the paint that would be very apparent on a gloss finish. And number three, no sweating when it comes to your matte finish. That's because it's not about upping your physical aggression to get that contaminant out or your mechanical aggression with a buffer. It's all about upping your chemical aggression and displaying patience. So when you do have that stubborn, baked on, dead bug remains on your matte painted surface, it's not about coming back and trying to sweat it out with your muscles. It's about that chemical being able to lift it off the surface so you can gingerly wipe it up with a microfiber towel. Myth number two, it's okay to use dish soap on my matte painted vehicle. Absolutely false, folks. So, okay, your dish soap isn't gonna make the paint fall off the car, but at the same time, this is far less than the ideal product to use to maintain my matte finish. And that is because dish soap is over-aggressive. It is made for one purpose, and that is to strip grease and grime off of hard surfaces like your dishware. It is not made for automotive matte finishes. The other issue we might have here potentially is a lot of these dish soaps have moisturizers in them. These can be oils and other elements that could potentially cause issues with your matte finish down the road. And that is because what best practices tells us, folks, is that when we are maintaining our matte finished vehicle, we must use products that are free of silicone, fillers, or any other gloss enhancers. Myth number three, gloss products are compatible with matte finishes. Again, folks, absolutely false. It is imperative that you use matte-specific products on your matte finished vehicle, whether it's matte paint, matte PPF, or a matte wrap. You see, guys, the reality of it is, a lot of these gloss products will claim to be compatible with matte finishes. And they will say they're just darkening finish, or maybe they try to spin it as a positive that we're enriching the finish. But the problem is, when we darken that matte finish or we enrichen it, we are actually adding gloss to it. We are changing that finish. So when we use these gloss products that are compatible with our matte finish, we are actually going to end up turning our matte finish into satin. And if we continue on using them and we continue on adding these gloss enhancing elements to our matte finish, eventually we're going to make it from satin into gloss. So this is why it's imperative matte specific products only. Myth number four, Dr. Beasley's matte products will turn my gloss finish matte. Absolutely not true. When you use our matte products, matte stays matte, satin stays satin, gloss stays gloss. Even when it comes to our protection products, when they are matte specific, that is imperceptible protection. You don't know it's there, it doesn't change the finish. Just ask any of those Mopar guys out there who have enjoyed using our matte products on their various Hellcat products. When you have a matte painted hood and a matte wrapped roof and deck lid, and then you have gloss paint with matte decals on the side. Many of those guys are gonna use our matte paint coating over the entire vehicle. And the fact is that matte painted hood stays matte, and that gloss painted fenders, doors, and everything else stays gloss. So again, folks, Dr. Beasley's matte products, imperceptible when it comes to cleansing or protection. Myth number five, matte finishes and satin finishes should be treated differently. Once again, folks, not true. The fact is, folks, really how you have to think about this is it's a gloss finish or it's not a gloss finish. And that is really the deviation in what products we're gonna use. So if it is not a gloss finish, whether it's satin or matte, we want to be sure to use matte specific products because we do not want to add gloss to either a satin or a matte finish. So again, it is always imperative to use matte products and any finish that is not gloss. Myth number 6, matte paint is more fragile and less durable than gloss paint. Absolutely false, folks. The fact is, your factory matte clear coat is every bit as durable and will provide every bit of protection that your factory gloss clear coat does. So in reality, no difference in the protection that whether it's a matte clear coat or a gloss clear coat, all providing that same level of protection to that pigmented base color coat that lies beneath. Myth number 7, matte paint is just regular paint without a clear coat. Well, the fact is, folks, guess what? That is also absolutely false. That is because every factory matte finished vehicle does have a clear coat on it. Now, in the aftermarket, there is an exception to this rule. You can go into the whole rat rod look of hot rods where they're taking basically flat black rattle can paint and spraying a panel. So in that sense, yes, you do have matte paints without clear coat that are available in the aftermarket. But our suggestion would be if you're going down the aftermarket matte painted path, we would highly recommend that you do have a clear coat on top of your base coat. And that's because that clear coat is gonna give that base coat all the necessary UV protection as well as contaminant resistance to make that paint job last for many years to come. Okay, time for myth number 8. Matte finished vehicles is only exclusive to high-end vehicles. Absolutely false, folks. No longer are matte finished vehicles the exclusive territory of six-figure luxury and exotic vehicles. Go ahead and ask the thousands of matte Hyundai owners that are out there that are enjoying their matte vehicles as we speak. All right, folks, myth number 9, the car dealer will know what to do. There has never been a more false statement in the history of the internet than that one right there. The fact is, folks, whether it's a Hyundai Ioniq 5 or a Mercedes AMG G63, that dealership is concerned about one thing, and that is moving units. And that's all that vehicle is. It's a $300,000 unit or it's a $30,000 unit, and that is all. So that is why you want to be sure that the information that you collect about maintaining your vehicle is from a thoroughly vetted source. This is why you want to go to the people that understand not only how matte paint is applied and how it is maintained and how it is best protected. So that is why you want to seek out well-vetted information from a reliable source, or even better yet, folks, go ahead and hire a professional detailer that has been trained in how to maintain and protect your matte vehicle. Thank you all for joining us in the Dr. Beasley's clean room for busting some matte myths. If there's a particular subject you would like to see us tackle here on the Dr. Beasley's YouTube channel, please go ahead and enter that in the comment section down below. We do enjoy that dialogue. And if I may ask you for one last favor, folks, if you're out there driving on the expressway and you happen to be in the left lane and you're not passing anyone, can you kindly move it over to the right? Because really, common courtesy would dictate that the left lane is for passing, the middle lane is for cruising, and the right lane is for entering and exiting the expressway. So I would appreciate all of you driving safely and having a great day.